audition na naganap. And I have to say na hindi maganda yung layering na ginawa ng pagpasok ng Red Esports.
Doon ka na.
And dahil doon, again, 3-1 agad and nakuha na agad ang advantage. Raptors na agad yung Rangers.
Yeah, pero falling star mo dito from Flap Cheesy. Pero hindi naman pala masyado masasaktan dito si Lord Hades. Pero going back to your point, Buck, that was a little bit too aggressive coming in from Bren. Hindi nila naasikaso kung paano mga pasok nila. As you said, holy baptism to, locked in si JP. Walang takas-takas, Filipino justice, and that's 1 kill going to Bren Esports.
There you go, nabawi naman nila. And if you're Aura, huwag kang gagawa ng mga ganung pagkakamali. Kasi konting opening lang ibigay mo sa Bren Esports. Alam mong papasok at papasok yan.
Yeah,
so, you gotta be careful.
And speaking of being careful, Bren Esports, I feel like they're more careful now even if they won Game 1. And I gotta hand it to them. Aura PH, they seem not bothered at all from that loss in Game 1.
Actually, mas mukha nga silang gigil ngayon, di ba? Yung Aura talagang umaapoy ngayon in this game. And they have the heroes. Meron silang line na para gawin to. Again, Ranger on with Rhapsody, masakit na marksman kahit na early game. Gamit na gamit in this matchup.
Yeah, pero tingnan natin dito, Green, a little bit slowed down coming in from Dusty, pero saktong bato lang pala yun. JP with a good save, pero na-burn ang Vengeance Flame. Hindi tatama ang Cometic Lance. That could have been a kill if tumama yung stun na yun.
And also, you have to be aware, yung timing ng Imperial Justice isn't active right now. Check nila ngayon Turtle, it's gonna be a big one dito.
Yeah, Turtle already half HP, pero that's the ejector being burned already, pero masisecure ng Aura ang Turtle at may double kill pa para kay Granger. Nagkakaubusan na ang members ng Bren Esports dito. Flap Dizzy medyo makunat, pero hapatulan, ibabato pabalik. That's the tower dive. Flap Dizzy still alive, but that's the Turtle. That's 3 kills. Once again for Aura PH.
Beautiful placement, no Rhapsody at lang Death Sonata. Nitong si Lord Hades. From down, nakatakas na eh. Habol pa ng bala. And again, that's why you pick the Granger. And nakuha niya yung early game time yung gusto niya. Mahirap nang pigilan ito.
Yeah, and for Aura PH, this is the game that they want out of this Granger. As you said, there's a 2v1 na medyo brief na dito. Grabe, dami na nagkakala ito kay Granger. One shot na lang. Flap Daisy gone! Underneath the turret, you did not respect Aura PH and you paid the price for it.
And Rhapsody lang, kapat na. Ganong kasakit yung Granger na to. Lalo ngayon with the early Raptors machete. Kasi tagos-tagos yung physical damage penetration ngayon ng Ranger na to. So, aside from that, also maganda yung ginagawang pag-ikot nila Kiluash at Great right on time. Hindi sila full commit. Saktong dalaw.
Saktong dalaw lang at kung anong kailangan, ayun lang ang ginagawa. Nakita natin doon, inuna nila yung Torre before they went down to burst the Esmeralda. Gulat na gulat ang Papa mo Flap Easy doon. The damage was just too unreal. As you said, Rhapsody pa lang, sapat na. At mukhang magkakaroon ng labanan dito in the mid lane. Siring Torre, hindi tatama, pero may flicker si JP, hindi tumama ang eject. Sayang! Pero mukhang wala munang kill na mapupunta, pero hindi pala. Nag-aabang ang Tamos. That's the mega kill for Lord Hades and Aura PH, dominating the early game.
Surprise mula sa aking kambal. Shoutout kay Kiluash. Very beautifully done. You don't see a Tams do that. Hindi ginagawa ng Tams yun. Assassin Tams. Men, kulang na lang, Lothar. Pero legit, iba talaga ang Aura PH. So Bren Esports right now will have to come back from this very hard.
And speaking of coming back, Rebo tried to get that solo kill, pero medyo tinanggi niya yung Order of Brilliance dito. Galing sa Lunox. Hindi niya nirespeto yung damage. Bren Esports, I feel like it's already time to respect Aura PH. 21-16 na, tol. Medyo kailangan na natin mag-scale up. You need to take note of this Granger dahil talagang napakasakit na ng damage nito at hindi lang yun. Halos lahat ng members ng Aura PH ngayon sabay-sabay nag-power spike.
Oo, lumalaki na yung lamang. Huwag nating paabutin sa A94 difference.
Oo, sa A9.
A94 difference na yan. 13,999.
Yan ang magic number natin.
Pag lumamang ka ng Aura difference, A94 difference,
alam mo na.
Oh.
Opo. It's the Opo difference. Ibig sabihin lang nun nadala ng Opo lang. Pero magpapalik na nga tayo dito. Saan 10-2 ang kill score natin dito. Hindi ako nabulok. 10-2 talaga.
10-2.
8 kills ang lamang ng Aura PH sa Bren Esports. 7 minutes, mag-8 minutes inside this game.
Gigil. Ito yung gigil na aura. Pag binigyan mo sila lineup na kayang gumalaw sa early game, gagalaw at gagalaw sila ng maganda. And kita natin to right now.
Oh,
JP,
last
great ejector.
Yeah, flicker, searing torrent, won't save it, pero mapapatay dito si Rafaela. Currently, si Mike D next. That's the Brody dealing so much damage, pero kung damage ang usapan, nandito ang ating Lord Hades with a double kill. Nagtaga mo pa, might be another kill. JP though, low HP. Hindi papasok dito si Ribo, pero may papasok sa likod. The Lunox going in with the Chaos Ultimate. Grabe ang damage dito tong Ribo. Kaya mo bang mang 4v1?
Nakita natin to eh. Napanood natin to eh. There you go with the dive in. Except this time around, wala palang backup. So, it was difficult for people to stay alive. At ngayon, ito na. Yung scaling na sinabi ko for that Ranger, halatang halata na ngayon. Ilang minutes yung Raptors machete niya? Mga 3 minutes? 4
Masyadong
minutes?
maaga.
Masyadong maaga talaga. And yung penetration na galing sa item na yon, scales over 2 tower damage, masakit yung normal attacks mo. Skill damage, masakit yung mga Rhapsody and Death Sonata mo. And critical hits from the passive, masakit talaga. So, from here, may konting cap, kumbaga, may konting cap yung itemization ng Granger. Kailangan mahanap ng Bren Esports yung abilidad para mapigilan o mapabagal itong larong to. Kasi pag kagat sila ng kagat sa laban na gusto ng Aura, dun sila malugi.
Yeah, and they are playing to the tempo of Aura PH right now. And speaking of tempo, dito natin makikita ang sakit ng Rhapsody ng Granger natin. We talked about the Granger danger, and this is it. The damage is real coming in from the Granger, and Lord Hades seems to be in a different form from himself from game 1. Medyo malayo, ang laki ng gap.
And again, maybe it's because of the heroes talaga, no?
Oo.
Yung ibibigay mo sa kanilang heroes is yung mag-utilize sa prowess talaga, sa skill cap na meron. Itong si Lord Hades. Hindi natin nakita ng game 1, pero right now on game 2, damang-dama mo, and the rest of the team can actually keep up. JP, ang galing din talaga niya mag-support at this point. Unbelievable din yung control na pinapakita ni Greed. So the rest of Aura is just holding, is just steady. Hindi sila masyado maasim, they're not overcommitting, and they're choosing their fights carefully. Yun ang tama nilang gawin.
Yeah, and I have to agree, yung positioning din nila ay napakaganda. Let's look at the KDAs of Aura PH right now. 705 for Lord Hades. Wala ring deaths kay Benny Cutie. And for JP and the gang, tigi-isang deaths lang. Ibig sabihin, well spread out din. Kumbaga, napipitas lang dahil sa trade kill, pero hindi namamatay ng walang rason. This is very important to take note dahil kung mamamatay ka man din lang sa laro, make sure may pinaglaban ka.
Yep.
Make sure may rason.
Actually, I think yung balance is nahuli din ni Kiluash eh. I think yung off-lane na ginawa ni Kiluash, yung side lane, napakahirap ding tapatan, which is the reason why sobrang free roam siya. Kahit saan siya pupunta ngayon, wala siyang katapat. Halos, kung papansin mo si Kiluash ngayon sa mapa. And the rest of the team push lang sa kabilang dulo.
Yeah, and speaking of pushing though, 3 lanes are getting pushed by Aura PH here. Top lane is already getting pushed quite heavily. There are 4 people in the mid lane and the Lord. Saktong trabaho lang dito sa bottom lane natin, and that's already 1/3 destroyed. Tuloy-tuloy na to. This is the classic 3-lane push from Aura PH. Black TC though, dumudugo bigla and forces out the Inspired to just run away back to the third.
Yup, and again, the Lord is going on the turret. Hindi na nilang pipigilan. Turret will go down. Top lane, busy din si Kiluash mag-isa. Almost takes down the inhibitor turret doon sa taas.
Yeah, and this is a very busy map for Bren Esports. Kailangan nilang makalculate kung saan ba dapat mag-i-invest ng mga Temper Snaps. So mega kill for the Lunox. Napakagandang eject na nanggaling dito kay JP. At mukhang Tori muna uunahin nila dito. Another flicker in. The damage is just too real. Nasty is next. Order of Brilliance from Belly Cutie. He just goes insane and looks like the base is next. But Rebo wants to stop it. Rebo will not stop it. That's game 2 going to Aura PH.
We have a game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Kita nyo naman, hindi nawala ang init ng Aura PH dito sa ating labanan. Tie series so far. And this is They're
Yeah.
both teams looking on form right now.
And this winning moment is brought to you by Head and Shoulders. Put your game face on and finally say goodbye to those awkward hashtag it's a GG moments thanks to Head and Shoulders. 100% dander free and itch free. Now, mas mabango ba? And speaking of mabango, napakabango ng KDA for Hades to.
For sure, napakabango at mapag-uusapan pa natin yun mamaya. Pero I think kailangan natin banggitin talaga yung ginagawa ni JP from main jungler, main assassin, over to a Jawhead tank support on the mid lane. His performance was just stellar. Ang daming times na nagulat ako, wow, nakapita siya ng ganun.
Yeah, and that was absolutely mental. But going back to Assassins, punta natin yung Assassin Towns.
Assassin Towns, man.
Sakto
Iba.
ka bangers!
Iba
Sakto ka
talaga.
bangers dun sa may bush. Yung tipo na akala mo safe ka na, tapos biglang may gugulat sa'yo, hello! Pero tingnan natin kung anong klaseng gulat ba sa analysis ang makukuha natin from Midnight dahil for sure madami tayong pag-uusapan doon. Midnight for the post-game analysis. Take it away.
Sabi ng Aura PH, Bren Esports, ganito gumamit ng Granger. Game number 2 goes to Aura PH and they force out game number 3. Welcome back to the analyst desk. My name is Midnight and Aura PH deciding to go for a Granger last 2 picks against Bren Esports really does show us na napakalalim ng understanding nila with the draft and how the game should be played, especially against Brody. Now, these following post-game stats are brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart free games for all. And I'm pretty sure na interesting yung mga stats na makikita natin dito no, on our game. Specifically, the Granger. Now, Lord Hades going for a Raptor Blade, a Hunter Strike, first muna, Hunter Strike, and trying to build up a Blade of Despair pero hindi na umabot kasi inuna niya yung Athena's Shield just to make sure na enough yung sustain ng Aura kasi hindi naman sila nagkukulang sa damage. Now, why does this Granger pick is really important against Bren Esports? If you look at the lineup of Bren Esports, no, halos lahat ng heroes nila ay greedy with the exception of the Sylvana and the Rafaela. They have a Brody, they have an Alice, and they have an Esmeralda. Itong tatlong heroes na to, kinailangan nila ng farm. And Aura PH realized that when they saw the draft na, okay, kailangan nila ng farm, so we need to pick aggressive heroes. Actually, ang ganda na ng starter nila eh. They had the Jawhead, they had the Tams, and they had the Valier. They only need to react to the draft of Bren Esports. After they saw the Alice, sabi nila, okay, let's go for a Lunox pick para meron tayong gold laner for Benny QT. And kunin natin yung Granger, one of the fastest marksman out there. No? Actually, hindi nga nagpo-follow up yan parang sa marksman criteria. Medyo assassin marksman pa nga si Granger, which actually Hades specializes in. Gusto niya yung mga heroes na nag-assassinate ng kalaban. And that is what happened with Bren Esports. Every single objective na sinubukan nila i-take, like for example, yung first minute, yung unang jungle buff, purple buff ni Brody, they contested it. And that was Aura PH, just realizing what the game is looking like. And ladies and gentlemen, again, these stats are brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. In a bit, makikita natin yung highlights ng ating mga game, pero I'd like to lay out the conditions here, no? Aura PH, sila din naman yung early game talaga dito. Sila yung lamang sa early game. Makikita nyo naman dito sa ating highlights na yung early game momentum ng Aura PH ay nasa kanila. It's because they have aggressive heroes. These game highlights na makikita natin is brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Now let's proceed watching the highlights. Makikita nyo dito kung paano pumosisyon ang Aura PH. Every single time na mag-objective sila, they put 4 heroes at the very least to contest the objectives of Bren Esports. Why is it the case? Kasi again, pag tinignan nyo yung heroes ng Bren Esports, hindi talaga sila nakakalaban. And this means, Aura PH, sila yung may timing. Every single objective na iti-take nila, they need to make sure that they have all heroes ready in the map. Ito actually napakagandang huli from Kilowash. Surprising lusty on the purple buff of Bren Esports. Ito napakagandang outplay from Benny QT as well on the Lunox. Rebo thought na, okay, i-hold ko si Benny QT at aabot si Pew para sa Imperial Justice. But given enough farm, the Lunox can easily take down the Alice. And after that, it was all Aura PH dictating the momentum. Even against the Brody, no, isa sa mga pinaka-nakakatakot na junglers out there. Again, alam nila na medyo mabagal kasi yung lineup ng Bren. If you look at the gold lead right now, it is amounting to at least 6,000 gold in favor of Aura PH. And napakaganda nga nung juggle, actually, ng Aura PH doon, no, sa may tower ng Bren Esports. And after that, it was just an easy decision for RRPH. Okay guys, magpa-farm ba tayo? Or do we continue taking objectives? Tanggalin natin yung resource ng Bren Esports, wag natin silang palabasin ng kanilang base, and then they just ended the game right here and there. Triple kill for Benecuti on the last portion of the game, and it was just an easy, dominant performance from our PH. Actually, master performance, no? Mastery of display ang pinakita nila dito. And the MVP of the game, again, brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Break through your own limits, rise above, and be free to game great with free games for all. Pinakitaan tayo ng isang malupit na Granger pick from our PH, Lord Hades. KDA of 706, net worth of 10,415, damage dealt of 36,823, and objective damage of 21,589. Kill participation, of course, 72%. That will always be the case for Granger. No? Mataas lagi ang kill participation. Objective damage, mataas din. He's one of the best marksmen to push in the early game alongside Bruno. And of course, the damage dealt dahil nga napakalaki ng snowball ng Aura PH. No? Even though 36,000 lang, mababa sa sabihin ng ibang tao. Pero remember, that game ended under 15 minutes. I think even 13 minutes. So that's why Aura PH really did just dominate against Bren Esports. What a classic performance from them. And this started from the draft, no, when they realized the mistakes of Bren Esports. Now, we are in game number 3. Last game of this series. The question is, sino ba talaga ang tunay na mga best dito, no? Casters, sino sa tingin nyo ang magwawagi sa ating last game?
Bumabawi ka doon, Midnight, ah. Nung first game, sabi mo, walang plano Aura PH. Yun naman, game 2, Midnight, easy win na. Nagbabalik tayo dito sa game 3. My name is Omi, kasama ko dito si Rockhard. And nandito na tayo sa final na talaga kung sino namang mananalo sa Aura PH versus Bren Esports. MPL Philippines Season 7 is presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart. Free games for all.
So I think on point ang prediction ginawa ni Midnight with the so far. He kind of thought that Aura needed to change the draft. At kita natin malaking pagbabago talaga ang naganap dito sa draft ng Aura PH from super late game up to early to mid game. Talagang malaking shift ang ginawa nila, and nakita natin nung kinontrol nila yung early game, kuha nila yung laban.
Yeah, and the control from early game ng Aura PH, nag-snowball talaga sila. Kumbaga, nakita natin yung full effect ng snowball na yon dahil the early plays that they did that worked out for them transitioned into the early Raptors machete na nakuha ni Lord Hades.
Tama.
And after that, tuloy-tuloy na talaga. Pero tignan natin, ito na yung final. Ano nang adjustments ang mangyayari and who will make smart choices in the draft?
Your
Catch it
team
next.
is banning.
Brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart. Free games for all. Banning face na tayo. That's a Yisun Shin and a Thumbs ban for the side of
Your
Bren
team is
Esports.
banning.
Gotta feel good. Kung ikaw si Kiluash, medyo okay. Tama. Go ahead.
Your
ban it out.
team
Respect.
is banning.
Gotta respect
Respect.
that. And isa na nga naman sa mga heroes ni Kiluash yan. All the way from Season 2 or Season 3. Way back nung simula pa siyang maglaro dito sa NPL. He has been super proficient dyan sa thumbs na yan. And pinakita din niya yun on that last game.
Yeah, and if the Thumbs is well respected by Bren Esports, of course it'll appear to our first rotation bans coming in. Nakita ko na yung ngiti mo, nung nakita mo yung Thumbs. Kung nakita niya lang yung sikreto ng gwapong ngiti dito ni Rockert, kanina nakita yung Thumbs ban, he already knew that that was a respect ban. But for Aura PH, ang sunod na mga ban na nakikita natin ay Benedetta at Mathilda.
team is
We haven't seen a Mathilda for this day yet,
Not
pero
yet.
I feel like they are opting to take it out. Baka malaking counter to sa plano nila
Your team
in
is
game
picking.
3.
Nakatakot kasing mag-Mathilda si Lusty. Nakita natin yun from simula pa lang ng Season 7. And talagang todo effort ka pigilan ang Mathilda pag binigay mo sa mga players tulad nila Lusty, right, tulad nila Heath. It's very difficult, and this goes to show na you don't need to have a completely tanky hero if you want to control the mid lane. Hindi kailangan lagi na tank plus mage pwede kang mag-try ng iba-ibang combo. And yun nga, and that's the reason why we have bans like these.
Yeah, but looks like the priority pick
Ayan.
from Bren Esports will be the Paquito. This is the first time na mapipick ang Paquito in this series. Usually, ang pinaka-close na nakita natin dito actually is Lapu-Lapu na pala. Nung first game, I feel like they have similarities in their gameplay. But for me, the Paquito is more agile. Mas mabilis to in an actual fight. So, let's see if Bren Esports, yung priority pick nila ay gumana ba. Dahil kung napakasaya nila nung game 1 ay game 2, that was a completely different story.
Yeah, take 2 with the Granger. At kasama na yung Jawhead. Maganda talaga pagsamahin to eh. Kasi pwede mo i-position yung hero kung saan yung i-ejector. Pwede mo i-timing yung Rhapsody doon as long as the communication is good. Pwede kang makabawas ng malaki o hindi. O kaya makakill.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
and Jawhead.
Lancelot.
Wait, Lancelot, ito na ba?
Nako,
Nagbabalik na ba?
ito na ba? Ang
Nagbabalik
pagbabalik?
na ba? Bren Esports with their backs
Pagbabalik.
against the wall. They do not want to start Season 7 with a 0-3 record, and they do it again. They lock in the Lancelot against the Granger of Lord Hades.
Not just a good pick for Carl TZ in general, pero maganda din siyang pick laban sa isang Granger. Kasi linear yung atake ng Granger, di ba? Pwede mong sidestepan. Pag na-sidestepan mo yung Rhapsody, kaya mo siyang masimplihan, kaya mo siyang ma-hit from the sides. With the Torn Rose, with the Puncture, kayang-kaya. And I think, meron pa sila pang huli with the Popolin Koopa. They have a great, at least, way to control the mid to early game.
Yeah, first 3 picks from Bren Esports, quite good. Nasabi na rin ni Rockhart, pwede mong sidestepin ang mga linear projectiles na nanggagaling dito kay Granger. Pero bukod pa doon, yung windows of invulnerability, mga iframes nito ni
Your team is
Lancelot
banning.
is very important to take note of as well. Because the moment na, let's say, nag-Rhapsody o nag-Death Sonata dito si Lord Hades,
Madaling
isa
iwasan.
phantom execution.
Tama.
Every bullet counts eh. Every bullet counts. If one bullet misses, that could mean life or death for the Granger.
Kaya lang din napakasakit ng Granger kanina. Kasi ang gamit ni Carl TZ, Brody. Wala namang natural na pang blink, super blink talaga si Brody. May mobility skill siya, pero mabagal.
Kailangan niya lumapit.
Kailangan niya, oo, exactly. So, I think this is a better option, obviously, for the main carry ng Bren Esports. Natin, what's gonna be happening on the second bans.
Let's see if anong
Your
madadala
team is
ng
banning.
Lancelot comeback nito ni Carl TZ for Bren Esports. This is gonna be a very important game for
team
them.
is
This is
banning.
the momentum building game for them. If they win this series, they at least get their first series win inside Season 7. And if they don't, Aura PH seems to be in a very good form considering their, let's say, great performance in Week 1. But looks like we are entering the second banning phase already. Uranus will be the ban for Bren Esports, and for Aura PH, they're gonna ban out that Esmeralda na kanina pa ginagamit in this series.
Mahirap ding isipin, world champion na hindi magkakaroon ng win on the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's difficult to think about, and I'm sure that's very heavy on
Your
the minds
team is
for
banning.
players dito sa Bren Esports. You can tell, wala nang biro-biro, wala nang joke-joke. Ito na.
At higit sa wala ng joke-joke, wala na ring testing-testing pa. Diretso na tayo dito. Let's try to get a win. Lock in that Lancelot, lock in that Paquito. Let's see kung anong magiging 5th ban ng Bren Esports dito. With the Farsa being the 5th ban for Aura PH. They're gonna ban out the Alice. And okay, not quite sure on why. They've been using the Alice since game 1 and 2. Bakit
Again,
kaya?
2 side lane options para sa Aura PH kasi si Benny Cutie sa totoo lang, dyan din siya sumikat dun sa Alice picks niya. So, maganda talagang iban yun. Great foresight from Bren Esports to stop Benny Cutie on the Alice kasi nung way back nung nasa execration pa siya, yan yung talagang anchor na player Kaya yung anchor hero ni Benny Cutie. And kaya niya mag-control ng games mula doon. So, yung ganun yung possibility na yun, mas pinahirapan nila yung side laner ng Aura PH. I'm sensing a lapu-lapu. Bane, lapu-lapu, parang ganun. Solid na side lanes for Aura. They need 2 of those.
Yeah, they need to have a good front line if they want the
Your
Granger
team
to
is
succeed. And this is one of the better front lines that they could have in this game. Yu Zhong, not exactly, let's say, front line, but at least someone that could disrupt the back line of Bren Esports. So for now, Bren Esports, they have to think twice kung ano bang kukunin nila for backline damage because the threat of the Black Dragon is already there. If mahabol ka dito sa likod, medyo mahihirapan kang tumakas.
In their run, mga hunting ng aso.
Ako,
Oo.
parang masama yun ah.
Mga hunting ng aso sa likod. Pero again, mostly frontliner naman din yung gagawin nila. So, mostly, hinahanda na nila yung picks para sa Bren Esports. Ayan na nga sinasabi ko, nakakaboy ako ng lapu-lapu. There it is. I think it is a very good pick overall to hunt down Granger as well.
Yeah.
Tsaka hindi ka din mahirapan kung medyo hide yung kalaban. Kasi may natural mobility ka din.
Yan, speaking of natural mobility, I love the Lunox pick as well. The Order of Brilliance is more than enough safety for this mage to not get ejected or to not get dove by this Yu Zhong. Yung tipo na pag pinasok ko ng Yu Zhong, makakabili ka ng oras
Yes.
with your ultimate. It's very important. Sometimes time is all you need. Pag pinasok ka, tapos nakabili ka ng oras, saktong micro, saktong takas, you're buying time para sa mga kakampi mo na ubusin yung mga nasa frontline ng kalaban. Pero ito na yon. Ano ang magiging last pick ng Aura PH? That's the show. One of the most picked as well in week 1, making its first appearance in week 2.
Okay, Benny Cutie ang gagamit sa show. Pwede din actually split or i-flex yun to Kiluwash kung kailanganin. Pero they are going for what they know best. And JP, pangatlong straight na laro dito si Joed na to. I like what I'm seeing for both teams. Both teams look like they have a very good grasp of all the heroes they have. Hindi siya yung masyadong experimental. All of these are one of their best heroes. So both teams definitely pangbakbakan na talaga.
Yeah, this is it. Kailangan na nilang ilabas ang kanilang clay game, ang pinakamalakas nilang form in this match or at least in this game 3 because this is do or die. If hindi sila manalo dito, 1 point lang talaga ang makukuha nila because if sweep 3 points, if 1 win, 1 point, if panalo ka series ng 2-1, that's 2 points. Pero bago natin discuss ang mga numero na yan, I will just remind you guys that MPL Philippines Season 7 is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusement Board. Welcome to Game 3 between Bren Esports and Aura PH. This is do or die already. Rock hard. Magiging agresibo kaya sila dito.
Ayan, kita mo naman eh. And I think naghahanda na ang Aura PH. They're holding back. Medyo hindi sila sasabay dun sa early game ng aggression na ginagawa ng Bren Esports just because alam nila, predicted na nila yun ang gagawin.
Yeah, and
nila.
speaking of predictions, I feel like predictions is also based on past actions. Kumbaga, inaral na nila. Ito yung tipo na pag sa anime, yung ilang beses ka nang nabibiktima, finally, nakita mo na yung pattern. Let's see if it's enough for them to at least score an early game lead. But for Aura PH, I feel like they're fairly safely farming around the area. Wala pang pumapatol masyado.
Parang yung pagpita ka no, sa anime, no? Bugbog sarado yung mukha mo, tapos biglang sasaluhin mo yung sapak mo kalaban.
Ipo makunochi.
Oo, yun ang imagine ko eh. Parang ganun eh. Sasaluhin mo lang biglang gulat siya. Bakit? Paano mo salo?
Ano mo na sa loob?
Oo, mga ganun.
Tapos hindi ko na duguan ka na pero biglang may bawi ka pa pala and yun yung mga specialty ng isa sa mga hero natin dito, no? Yung Pakito, yung akala mo mamamatay na biglang magda-dash in, dash out, pinalik, ejector, that's a first blood pero may flicker pa pala, boy na buhay, hindi na pala, that's few, first blood going to the Granger, super aggressive coming in from Aura PH.
Out of nowhere, yun yung pangpiglaan eh. Yun yung,
Biglaan.
hindi mo expect na tatlo pala yung tao sa bush na yun. And then, suddenly, ejector, lumilipad ka na sa ere.
And pag nasa ere ka na, minsan mapapaisip ka na lang saan ako nagkamali. Pero wala ka ng oras para gawin yun dahil pagbagsak mo, flicker na lang ang magagawa. Phantom execution in the mid lane. Pero mukhang hindi pa pala. Greed, 50 HP, hindi mapapatay ng aso. Bumalik ka muna dito. And Greed will be recalling safely.
Actually, hindi naman yung kill yung habol nila doon. Yung habol nila is to control the turtle. Bonus nila kung makapatay. Pero if they get the early game turtle, malaking bagay to para sa Bren Esports.
Yeah, and looks like the turtle will be uncontested as Bren Esports. Masesecure nila ang first turtle of the game. Mapupunta pa sa Lancelot. Alam natin, Lancelot na may turtle. Napakainit nito pagdating ng mid-game.
Yan, not to mention, pag na-double buff pa yan. So, ingat-ingat muna. Aura PH, they are having a one time.
Yeah.
Reset.
Reset mo lang, pato mo na
Reset
lang.
mo lang. Okay, okay lang.
Pero
Huwag
yan
lang
nga,
makuha.
Ayun, that was nice. That's 2 bullets down. Pero mukhang survive muna dito si Rebo. Saktong laban lang. In Korea, they say fighting. And Rebo is indeed fighting.
Tama, tama. And again, maganda ding hero na ibigay itong Lunox kay Rebo kasi meron siyang tool para makadodge. Sabi mo nga din kanina during the draft, may tools din siya para lumaban kung may opening, di ba? So it's good to have Lunox on Rebo, absolutely.
Yeah, and they serve the same purpose. Kumbaga, absorbing pressure, surviving the lane. JP, sinong ibabato mo? Yung maganda ang pwesto dito. JP, medyo yung smart missiles, binabato lang sa aso and he is just getting mentally damaged in that fight. Talagang magugul ka, bakit hindi ito matama yung missiles sa kanya? But that's the Popo and Koopa for you. Great, balik dito, pero off-cam kill on the Jono. Phantom execution, the perfect tusok-tusok to your fishball, and that's a kill for the Lancelot in the mid lane.
At yan din ang dahilan kung bakit may nakaabang na skin para dito. Carl Tizzy on that hero. Ever since naging binigyan siya ng assassin role, he was able to use this properly, and the Lancelot, world class so far.
Yeah, world-class Lancelot in the hands of Bren Esports with their backs against the wall. Kilowash going in for the 5, but that's the way of the Dragon, securing 1 kill on Carl Tizzy, and Dusty looks to be next. 4 people. Makakatakas kaya dito ang Pakito with a 4v1, pero wala nang chance pa. Kagura with the kill.
Wala nga namang malakas sa apat. Kahit sabihin mo, world-class heroes yung gamit nila. Walang malakas sa apat. Tandaan yan. So, Turtle, this time might be a bit of an opening para sa Aura. Bibigyan pa siya. Flap Tizzy, galit na galit. Pumasok.
Flap Tizzy though, going in the backside. Mapapaalis nila ang Aura PH. That's the ejector and the dash out coming in from Kilowash. And this just might be Bren Esports securing a better position around the Turtle. Sa kanila pa napunta ang second Turtle of the game. Pero tingnan natin, maaagaw kaya dito clinch up, medyo bitin. That's the Turtle secured once again for Bren Esports. Carl Tizzy bumabawi.
Sana may replay actually yung pasok ni Flap dun. Nagulat din ako eh. Nung pumasok siya sa apat eh. Kakasabi ko lang, walang malakas sa apat. Pero sabi niya,
Hindi, subukan na natin. Baka meron.
baka Tizzy Brothers to.
Baka Tizzy Brothers to in the mid.
Pero feeling ko talaga that should not have happened. Dapat nilapunta yung Turtle sa Bren. Pero ginulat sila ni Flap. Kaya nagmukhang madami yung Bren.
Yan.
Sa laban na yun.
And mukhang madami din na tao dito sa top side. JP flicker out to safety at mukhang si Lusty na ang magiging biktima dito. Yin yang overturn hindi tatama pero nahila pala si Lusty pabalik. Ejector pabalik sa Torre pero the knock up. Populing Koopa goes down at Order of Brilliance in the backside to maintain safety. Kilowash, let's see kung anong gagawin niya dito. That's 1 kill on the Pakito. Make that a double kill. Kilowash with a 1-2 punch gets a double kill and Flap TV is still alive. Bumabawi sila dito. Tingnan natin kung papasok. On the backside though, Benedicti nag-aabang. Carl Tizzy may shield ng Turtle. Re-respetuhin niya. And Aura PH ultimately hindi pa tapos. Way of the Dragon. Perfect knockback to the team. And that's a kill for the Granger. Carl Tizzy will go in to try and kill JP. But that's a little bit too late to escape.
Ayan,
3 dashes. That's the world-class Lancelot for you. But Greed, he wants more, but he won't get that more.
There you go. Kitang-kita naman yung kakasabi lang natin. Pag nag-rhapsody ka, tas alam ng target mo kung saan siya sa sidestep.
Yeah, and yun na nga yun. Killing spree for Carl Tizzy. Akala natin tapos na, pero hindi pa pala. Yun ang specialty ng Bren Esports ngayon. But this replay is brought to you by Oppo A94. Experience gaming at full speed with Oppo A94. 1399 lang. Anong nangyari dito?
It was actually supposed to be a good fight for Aura, pero nagkaroon ng kulang na execution. They could have gone more. Pero at the same time, nagkamali din yung Bren sa mga gusto nilang mangyari. Nagdikit si Rebo and si Lusty, which resulted in double kill na binigay nila free kay Kiluwash. After that, hindi na pwedeng mag-asim yung Easy Brothers na pabak sila.
Yeah, and speaking of asim-asim, mega kilagan dito para sa Yuzhong at hindi pa nga tapos nagtatago dito sa loob ng bush. Si Lusty, tutulakin palayo si Kilowash with a sapak. Pero ang Siba ang tatapos sa Kagura. Wala na palang dashback doon. And that's just a 1-for-1 for now. Phantom execution, parang may mata sa loob ng grass. Sinong magugulat doon? Pero nagulat siya sa ejector. Oh my God, the aggression just bit him in the back.
Nakalain mo na, baliktad pa nila yun.
Oh.
Diba, supposedly ang ganda ng pasok ni Carl Tizzy, pero once again, JP, very decisive dun sa kanyang mga ejector. nabigyan ng magandang opening ang Aura PH.
And nakakagulat ang pasok doon ni Carl Tizzy. Parang alam niya kung nasaan nakatayo. Saktong-sakto.
Oo.
Kaduluduluhan ng Phantom Execution. Almost. Kaso, natimingan nito ni JP and nabaliktad pa nga sa ilalim ng Torre. So, I think that's a lesson for Carl Tizzy for now. Kung susugod siya, sana hintayin niya muna yung mga kakampi niya dahil medyo malayo. After yung Phantom Execution, nagkaroon ng malaking distance.
Yeah, nagkakaroon ng solo carry tendencies talaga itong si Carl Tizzy, especially when you give opportunities like that. Especially pag farmed ka. Pero right now, it's a big fight dito sa Turtle area.
Black Dragon form on the backside. Sino makakapag-secure ng turtle dito? Babagsak agad si Carl Tizzy. No more retribution for Bren Esports and the turtle will be secured by the Kagura instead. 6-11 kill score natin dito. Papasok dito sa Lunox. Pero binato pala yung Few. Goodbye muna sa'yo. Yuzhong naman ang sunod. Few still going on a rampage but Creed is still alive. That's 2 people down. 4-1 from Aura PH but Few is still going at it. 2v1. Rhapsody. Last bullet won't land but the reload is enough. That's another kill going to the Granger and Aura PH. They're establishing control in the mid-game.
Sinalo na ng Astot lahat yung projectile. Hindi pa rin siya naligtas. Ganun na din kahapde ang combo nitong si Lord Hades at nitong si Greed.
Yeah, and I feel like Carl Tizzy, kanina pa siya nagkakamali sa mga pagpasok niya. Feeling ko yung lamang na nakuha niya nung early game, medyo nabulag siya ngayong mid-game. Hindi niya masyadong nirespeto ang Aura PH and now that he died twice, ito yan consecutive namatay siya ng 2 times in a fight. Ibig sabihin nun, medyo natatimingan na siya ng Aura PH. Ito na yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, Rock. Yung tipo na sasapakin yung bida tapos masasalo, mapapanani. Yung nani moment para kay Carl.
Big nga yan eh. And literally, imagine mo yun. And here we go, another big fight. Carl Tizzy knocked out once again. Top Tizzy way too late to the party. Sinalo ang lahat ng skills ni Greed at ni Lord Hades. What a combination!
And Benny Cutie all this time was just pushing in the top side. Few about to respond in the 2v1 but this is a show. This is just show things. Yung tipo na makakapag-split push tapos pagpapunta ka na, saktong Jeet Kundo, Shun po lang palayo, hindi mo mahahabol.
Di ako sanay na makita ang naging reaction nga rin Bren Esports right now. Pero that's all you have to do. You have no choice at this point but to react and try to hold your base together habang nag-farm pa yung Carl Tizzy at Black Tizzy combination.
Yeah, and looking at Bren Esports right now, they are 5k behind of Aura PH and this is a Carl Tizzy playing his Lancelot. So this is quite the surprise for everyone in this game right now. But this just goes to show that Aura PH is very prepared for this matchup. And you gotta give it to them. They're gonna start the door. Let's see if there will be a miracle comeback galing dito sa Bren Esports. Dahil may chance naman na maagaw nila to.
Yeah, may opening sila. Plus, they have the crowd control from the Popol and Kupao. They can actually opt to go in and try to burst down JP if they want to. Pero, decisions have been made. Dinecide ng Bren Esports na wag nang i-contest itong Turtle kasi nag-push daw yung top lane eh. So, kailangan talaga nilang i-hold muna kung ano yung meron sila. They don't want to risk it. Respectable decision for Bren Esports. Pero Aura PH right now, really on fire.
Yeah, Aura fire indeed for Game 3. They want to take this match away from Bren Esports, and for Bren Esports, they're facing a 0-3 start for regular season of MPL Season 7. They don't want that to happen, but this looks to be an inevitable end for them if they don't defend against Aura PH's next push. Because if you look at the turrets for Aura PH, medyo madami pa talaga. The map control from Aura PH is way superior than Lusty. This is very dangerous for him.
Lusty. Medyo dangerous yan. Pag na-ejector ka talaga, wala na. There's too many Aura PH members dito. Kaya, ito na ba yun?
Oh no, Carl Tizzy uses his ultimate for a defensive maneuver instead. No more Phantom Execution for Carl Tizzy as the mid lane looks to be the next objective to take. Papasok dito si Black Tizzy pero mukhang cancel muna dahil ang Lord dito sa top side. 5 people from Aura PH going in mid. They want to take this base. They want to take this series. Can Bren Esports defend?
Again, this might be it. One more fight.
Oh no, Black Tizzy going in on 5 and Phantom Execution hits none. That's Joe taking down the Lapu-Lapu but going back to the base though. They're still alive, double kill for the Joe. This just might be it. The next base, this is Aura PH with a 2-1 win.
What an impressive game para sa Aura PH. Nabuhayan ang bootcamp ng Aura. And kita nyo naman, I feel like that is just the epitome of a comeback from a very bad game 1.
Imagine mo yun, na-tilt ka pero nakabawi ka. This winning moment is brought to you by Master. Hindi sila na GG. Instead, they brought their clay game with Master. Sikreto ng mga gwapo. And going back to that, Rockhart, very good series coming in from Aura PH after losing very terribly in game 1 because of the minions. Nakabawi pa sila.
And that is where Aura PH shines. Yung mga moment na ganito, nakita ko na sa kanila to. From way back in Season 6, there was a game na natalo sila, 1 week na natalo sila. Pagbalik nila nung pangalawang linggo, iba na, hindi mo na makilala yung itsura ng Aura PH. And I really like this change and the way that they stick to this. The way that they are.
And Aura PH with a stellar comeback
Ganda.
performance against Bren Esports gives Bren Esports a 0-3 start. Let's look at Midnight for his post-game analysis. That was spicy.
Ito na ba ang new meta? Granger wins games, Aura PH takes game number 3 against Bren Esports. Once again, welcome back to the Analyst Desk. My name is Midnight, and Aura PH just dominated that series once again against Bren Esports. Pag-uusapan natin yung mga naging conditions in this game, but of course, we have to look at the stats first, brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Now, let's look at the stats of these two teams here in our game. Again, makikita natin napakaganda ng build-up ni Granger dito, no, or si Lord Hades. After the Raptor Blade, he went for the Brute Force, went for the Hunter Strike, and then Thunderbelt. Now, why is Thunderbelt really important in this game? Thunderbelt acts like a defensive endless battle. No? Yung proc na makukuha mo kay endless battle, nakukuha mo rin naman yan kay Thunderbelt. It provides defensive capabilities as well. So wala lang yung additional attack damage, but you have more HP and you have the slow effect against the heroes of Bren Esports. If you look at the heroes of Bren, lahat sila kailangan lumapit sa Aura. So nalilimit yung potential ng Bren Esports against the heroes of Aura PH. And it's really hard to take down this Granger from the side of Aura PH. Dagdag pa natin dyan yung problema nila na baka mahuli sila ng Cho, baka ma-setupan sila ng teamfight ng Kagura, baka dumating yung dragon natin on the form of Kilowash, no? Ang daming factors na kailangan pang-intindihin ng Bren. So sabi ni Lord Hades dito, hindi ko naman kailangan ng additional damage. Ang kailangan ko lang is dagdagan yung problema ng Bren Esports. And this has been the weakness of the lineup ng isang Lancelot comp, no? Kapag hindi kayo nakakahanap ng kills, you naturally fall off and scale off. And Aura PH just took the win against Bren Esports. And those stats are once again brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to gain great with Smart, free games for all. Now, of course, we have to look at the moments and the highlights in that game. Aura PH dominated Bren Esports in a manner na parang surgical, no? Surgical yung approach nila dito. Even though Bren Esports felt like they were getting something out in return, Aura PH was the one dominating. Now, these highlights are brought to us by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Free to game great with Smart, free games for all. Again, nakikita natin na yung aggression ay nasa side pa rin ng Aura PH. But of course, Bren Esports, they had their moments, no? Kaya pa rin naman nilang lumaban. They still have early game controlling heroes on the form of Paquito, Lancelot, and even ni Lapu-Lapu and Popol and Koopa. It's just that the power spike, yung sinasabi nating timing na lumalakas sa mga heroes ay mas maganda sa side ng Aura PH. Let's look at this fight, no? On our screen, so nakikita natin na ang ganda ng engagement actually ng Aura PH. They found the perfect collision here on these two teams and nakakuha sila ng kill against kay Popol and Koopa. But after that, Bren Esports, they found an answer. Kilowash, of course, being the U-zone that he is always gonna join team fights, no? He will play around his teammates, around objectives, and around the things that they want to take in. But ginalawan sila ni Lancelot on this specific moment, no? Hindi nila na-expect na ganito pa rin yung galaw ng ating World MVP, no? On this Lancelot. Napatay niya si Johed and nakatakbo pa siya. Actually, napatay pa niya si Benecutie on the bush on the top lane. After that, Bren felt like, okay guys, kailangan na natin lumaban against Aura PH, no? Hindi na pwedeng hayaan natin na sila yung nagdidictate ng momentum. But the thing is, Aura PH, they had the right mindset. All they need to do is just take objectives. Hindi naman nila kailangan talaga labanan ang Bren Esports kasi pwede naman silang kumuha ng mga towers lang. And the thing is, tinitrade lang nila itong turtle na to. Even though this was where Aura PH was, look at these two heroes on the map. Kakapush lang nila ng top lane. Sabi nila, hindi natin kailangan lumaban, guys. I-delay nyo lang ng i-delay yan. Actually, wala nang pakialam si Aura kung makuha man ni Bren Esports yung turtle. As long as they are taking objectives, they're taking away the resources on the side of Bren Esports. And as a Lancelot, you don't want to be put in that position kasi gusto mo ng farm and gusto mo ng kills. So you naturally play around objectives that your teammates want to take. So the answer from Aura PH is just split the map. And after that, after the Lord take, sabi ng Aura PH, okay guys, huwag din natin patagalin pa, baka ma-Lancelot pa tayo ni Carteezy. Let's just end it straight up. And napakaganda actually, itong last moment na to from Benecutie. Netting a triple kill on the show before ending the game. And that was it. That was the game of, that was the highlight of the game. And now, we have the MVP brought to you by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of MPL. Break through your own limits, rise above, and be free to game great with free games for all. Yuzong on Kilowash with a KDA of 414, net worth of 7,993, damage dealt 27,201. Objective damage, di tayo masyado mag-expect, no? Kasi isa naman siyang Yuzong, kill participation of 47%. Now, why is he the MVP? Again, ito yung overall hero comp talaga ng Aura PH. Actually, ang ganda ng pagkakapick kay Yuzong dito on Kilowash. That's the reason why it was really hard for Bren Esports to fight into the objectives of Aura PH. And Kilowash did his job perfectly. Every single time na dapat siyang sumama, he was always there. Hindi siya nawala sa pwesto and walang timing na Aura PH. Pag sila nag-dictate ng aggression, hindi nagpapakita yung Yuzong. So that was it for the series. Aura PH taking down the world champions 2-1. I'm really excited for more matches today. So casters, let's get back for the next series.
It's the classic comeback story for Aura PH. Ganito din ang ginawa nila sa Work Oster Force noong Week 1 kung saan natalo sila ng Game 1 pero bawing-bawi ng Game 2 at 3. Ano nga ba ang nararamdaman mo para sa buong series na to, Ra?
May download games pa ba? Uso pa ba yung download games? Pero that's definitely what it felt like. Game 1 was more of one-sided talaga for Bren Esports. Gotta give them that. They were nag-hold on yung Aura dun eh. Pero so far, overall, Bren did play better. Game 2 talagang may umapoy eh. May nagising sa loob ng ng Aura PH. Talagang umalab. And from there, I think yun na yung trend eh. Di ba? Sabi mo nga, week 1 pa lang nangyari na to. I expect week 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8 to be pretty similar to what we saw. Pero I hope that Aura can clean it up because again, game 1 should not have been an easy victory.
Yeah, and matagal-tagal pa, mahaba-haba pa ang MPL, and the MPL Philippines Season 7 is presented by Smart, the official tournament telco partner of the MPL. Free to game great with Smart. Free games for all. This has been a spicy series for Aura P.